Good morning, DMS.
It's Riley.
And Manar.
And welcome to another broadcast. Hey, Manar, did you watch the Rose Bowl?
Yeah, I did. It's really amazing to see what they do with all those flowers.
But I think next year is going to be even better.
Why do you say that?
Because one of our teachers are participating in the march.
I think I hear her practicing now. Let's send it to Gio and Christopher to learn more about it.
Hey DMS, it's Christopher and Gio. Hey Chris, did you hear about Mrs. Bryan and the Rose Bowl? No, but it sounds interesting. Let's go ask her more about it. How were you selected to be in the Rose Bowl?
Well, I applied to be in the Rose Bowl as part of a group called Saluting America's Band Directors, and I had actually applied to march in last year's Rose Bowl Parade and last year's Macy's Day Parade, and then in next year's Rose Bowl Parade, and this is the first time that I have been selected.
For those who don't know, what is the Rose Bowl?
The Rose Bowl is a football game as part of the college football series, and it is held on January 1st. And before the game, there is a parade called the Rose Bowl Parade. And I would say it's one of the top two parades most well known in the country, maybe second to the Macy's Day Parade. But it's known for the amazing bands that participate and the beautiful, beautiful floats, all made of roses. So the band that I will march in will have 500 band directors from all over the United States, and we will have our very own float.
How were you prepared for the Rose Bowl?
That is a great question. The Rose Bowl Parade is actually 5 miles long, which is a pretty long walk, but also playing an instrument for 5 miles is a lot. So I have already started training and upping my steps and practicing my instrument more. I play every day, but I'm gonna have to start playing 1 to 2 hours a day so that I can get used to walking and playing for that long so that I feel good.
What will you be doing for the Rose Bowl?
Well, I'm super excited. I have to fly out there on December 28th and meet with the other 499 band directors, and we will practice and do some sightseeing. And then that morning, I assume we will line up probably many hours in advance of the parade and march the parade. My family is going to come out to watch, I hope. And then after the parade, I hope to get to look at some of the other floats.
Alright DMS, that's all we have for today. Playing it back to the anchors.
Manar,
Yeah?
I think there's a flower on your head.
Oh, I got so into spirit I didn't even realize it.
Anyways, I'm so proud of Miss Breyer for getting this amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, it's nice to hear about what our teachers do outside of school.
Hey Manar, do you smell that?
Yeah, whatever it is, it smells really good.
I heard it's someone baking in the kitchen.
We should follow the scent and send it to Maddie and Tori.
Hey DMS, it's Tori.
And Maddie, and in today's segment we're going to be making the most chocolatey banana bread ever. So grab your aprons.
And let's get started.
I like it. Whoa. Wow, that was really good.
Yeah, it was. You guys should try it sometime.
Well, that's it for today, DMS.
Whisking it back to the anchors.
That looks really good.
You know what else looks good?
What?
Are I ready scores.
Yay!
Should we see how well we actually did?
Yeah, maybe Van has more information.
Hey DMS, it's Van. And I know we've all been spending time on iReady recently, but I bet you didn't know how much progress Discovery Middle School has made because of these lessons. To get more information, let's go interview Mr. Springer to learn more about our progress. What does DMS have to celebrate about their iReady scores?
I think one of the really neat things is if you look at the data, our scores have substantially increased. One of our goals was to reduce our students who were not on grade level by 10%, and we shattered that goal. So I think it's something to celebrate that our students have been working super hard, and our scores have shown that.
Did we meet our goals? And if we did, what are our next goals?
We met our initial goals. Our initial goals were to reduce or to increase students who are on grade level by 10%. And we met that. We shattered that goal. I mean, we're closer to 20% students jumping up to grade level. But I also think it's important to recognize that we still have a long way to go. And our ultimate goal is every student that walks in this building is improving, is learning, and is growing. So we met our number goal, but we still want to continue to see progress.
How long has DMS or Liberty Public Schools been using iReady data to improve instruction?
Oh man, before I was here, I think this is my 8th year here, and when I got here, it was something the district was already doing. We've put a bigger focus on it the past 2 or 3 years, but it's something that's always kind of been there in the background.
Anything else you want to share with DMS about our iReady data?
We're just super proud of the students for working hard and taking ownership. And I'm sure you'll see some of the scores and some of the growth. It's been outstanding, and I think it's been something that as a staff and then as students we've really done a good job of learning and growing. So
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
thank you.
With all this information, please know that DMS, this is all for a good cause and it is making a difference, so keep up the good work. Bye, DMS.
I'm glad to hear that all our work that we're doing in iReady is really paying off.
Speaking of scores and successes, we should switch gears and take a moment to celebrate last month's importance.
Yeah, I heard this week's Cultural Corner is about Black History Month.
How about we buckle up and dive into this amazing month?
Sending it to Mac and Chase.
Hey DMS.
It's Chase.
And Mac.
Hey, I heard there's a Culture Corner on Black History Month.
That sounds really interesting. We should go check that out.
Every February, people in the United States recognize Black History Month. Let's take a look at the history behind this important month and how it became to be celebrated in our country.
According to National Geographic, in response to the lack of information on the accomplishments of African American people available to the public, historian Carter G. Woodson co-founded the Association for the Study of African American Life and History in 1915. In 1926, the group declared the second week of February as African American History Week to recognize the contributions of African Americans to U.S. history. Few studied African American history, and it wasn't included in any textbooks prior to the creation of African American History Week.
This week was chosen because it includes the birthdays of both Frederick Douglass and former U.S. President Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln led the United States during the Civil War and was primarily fought over the enslavement of African American people in the country.
The week-long event officially became Black History Month in 1976 when U.S. President Gerald Ford extended the recognition to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of African American in every area and endeavor throughout our history.
History Month was created to focus attention on the contributions of African Americans to the United States. It honors all African American people from all periods of U.S. history, from the enslaved people first brought over from Africa in the early 17th century to African Americans living in the United States today.
Among the notable figures often spotlighted during Black History Month are Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who fought for equal rights for African Americans during the 1950s and 60s. Thurgood Marshall, the first African American justice appointed to the United States Supreme Court in 1967. And Mae Jemison, who became the first female African American astronaut to travel to space in 1992, and Barack Obama, who was elected the first ever African American president in the United States in 2008.
According to the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, the 2025 Black History Month theme is African Americans in Labor. The notion of the work includes compensated labor in factories, the military, government agencies, office building, public services, and private homes. It also includes the community building of social justice activists, volunteer workers serving others, institution building in churches, community groups, social clubs, and organizations. In each of these instances, the work of African American people have been instrumental in shaping the lives, cultures, and history in the U.S.
You can celebrate Black History Month in several different ways. Through films and documentaries, visiting our DMS LMC to read a book written by an African American author, and supporting African American owned businesses in Kansas City. Most importantly, you can commit to celebrating Black History Month beyond just the month of February. Happy Black History Month, DMS.
Man, learning about Black History Month was really cool.
Yeah, I found it really interesting that there's so many different ways to celebrate it.
Tune in next time for Cultural Corner.
Sending it back to the anchors.
Wow, that was a powerful look at Black History Month.
It was incredible to see how African Americans contributed to history.
Do you want to know how you can make history?
By joining the Sapphires.
Hey DMS dancers! Get excited for the upcoming Sapphires tryouts that are being held on April 1st to the 4th.
But make sure you turn in your registration forms by March 19th.
Good luck, DMS!
It's going to be great to see who all makes the team.
Oh, well, look at the time.
Oh, well, that's all the time we have for today, DMS.
Be respectful
Be responsible.
and cause kindness.
Bye, DMS.